Hello, hello, and welcome to My First Dollar. I'm Taryn Arnold with Buy Me a Coffee, and this week I am so excited to be joined by children's musician and parents' lifesaver, I would assume, Rainbow Phil. How's it going,
Not my
man?
words.
No.
Hello, hello, Taryn. Nice to speak to you too.
I'm also joined by your friends to your left and your right. Love to see
Yes,
that.
yes, we have Ampan Man and the Snowman.
I feel like, I, do you not feel like a parent's lifesaver?
Um, yes and no. I mean, people tell me a lot that, oh, what would we do without you? Somebody, somebody recently joined. I have a Facebook group, Rainbow Phil Superfans,
Yeah.
and to join the group, say something nice, optional. And they said, "Oh, I know about Rainbow Phil because one of my friends said he was like crack for babies." So there you go.
What a funny, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
I
mean,
love
for
that for
me,
you.
I just go and I play my guitar and I sing and I jump around and I'm a bit silly. But the toddlers love it, and if the toddlers love it and they're happy, then I guess that means a lot to the parents.
That's amazing. Well, cheers. Welcome to the show. I don't know
Thank you.
where are you in the world?
I am in Dublin, in Ireland.
Mm.
Yes.
So it's well into the evening for you, or
Getting there. It's
no?
just gone 5 o'clock. Five
Okay,
o'clock in the
cool.
evening.
I love that for
So
you.
it's a nice time. It's a nice time.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining. I came across your Buy Me a Coffee and just went down
Mm.
a rabbit hole. I was enthralled. I loved it. Tell me how you. I don't even know how you can start to explain this, but tell me how you became a children's entertainer.
Yes, well, are you sitting comfortably? Because it goes back about 10 years. I'm not originally from Dublin.
Mhm.
Anyone in the UK and Ireland would be able to tell that from the accent. I don't sound at all Irish. I grew up in the north of England. I became a dad about 10 years ago, give or
Mhm.
take a few months, and was doing a job, just a job that you do after uni. The sort of thing you do until you figure out what you're meant to do with life. And then one day my wife says, "Oh, this is after we have a baby." She says, "Oh, there's a job in Dublin I'd like to apply for."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Dublin, Ireland? Okay, go on."
Had you been there?
No, no, I'd always thought Ireland seemed like a nice place. No, never been.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yeah, go for it." So she went, got the job, and so it was a case of, do I go searching in Dublin for a similar job to what I was doing in Manchester,
Mhm.
just to then have effectively my salary go to pay for a creche for Alfie, my son, who
Yeah.
was a baby at the
Oh
time.
my gosh, Alfie, what a
Alfie.
name. That is so cute. I love that.
Although there's a lot of dogs in Dublin who are called Alfie. Mm.
Well,
But
whatever.
there you go. So yeah, I became a full time dad because that just seemed to make sense. No point paying somebody else to do what I could do as a parent,
Yep.
which led me to getting involved with all the different children's activities, volunteering at a local playgroup, taking him to music classes. My background is musical,
Mm.
and through volunteering at a playgroup, I one day a woman volunteer came over to me and my friend Liam, and she says, "Oh, do either of you lads play the guitar?" And we both go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah," because me and Liam, we buddied up. We're both into like rock music and stuff. And we're, "Oh, yeah, yeah, we play guitar." She goes, "Oh, I bet neither of you sing though, do you?" Liam goes, "Yeah, Phil does."
You're like,
Cheers, Liam.
okay,
Nice
thank you.
one. Thank you. So she explained she had this idea because the playgroup format, the kids play for an hour and a half, then you tidy the toys away. We all sit around in a circle and we sing, "The wheels on the bus go round and round," and it's all lovely. We pat on our knees and the children sometimes sit with you and sometimes they go, "No, I just want to carry on doing my own thing," whatever. She had this idea in her head, like, oh, there'd be a person who can play the guitar and make it into like a more organized thing.
Hmm.
Um, And she says, "Oh, we'll pay you. We'll pay you." Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. At that point, you're like,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
listening.
my first ever paid gig, amazing. And so I went back the following week with my guitar, and it was absolutely awful.
Really?
One of the worst experiences. I've never sung in public before, not like properly, like just no. I play guitar, bass, bit of drums.
Yeah.
Singing, no, I don't. I never sung outside of the car at 30 mile an hour.
Were you nervous? Like, even though it was kids?
Yes, I was sweaty palms, the full thing,
Oh,
and we sang. This is like I bet it was. I sang Old MacDonald.
mm-hmm.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
The
And
classic.
on that farm he had and then I left a pause because that's what I'm used to doing as a dad. Because
Yes.
somebody else will say, "Oh, it's a cow or a chicken or whatever." So I left a pause, and then everyone's looking at me going E-I-E-I-O with "Come on, Phil." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't name the it was But I stuck
Oh,
with it. I
you
kept going. I kept going.
and now you're here.
And yeah, until the volunteers started saying, "You know what's happening? People are coming to the playgroup just before tidy up time because they want to do your activity."
Oh,
As I got used to doing it, confidence grew, and I started sort of having ideas and developing how to go about stuff. And I think I was doing one playgroup, and then of course somebody comes along and goes, "Oh, would you be able to do another playgroup?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can." And then I start getting phone calls. "Oh, I'm opening up like a play center. I've heard you're the guy to get in touch with," and blah blah blah. And before I know it, I'm doing 4 or 5 mornings a week, driving around here, there, and everywhere while Alfie is in creche or Montessori.
how cool is that?
Yeah, it was a bit mad. I mean, these
It,
grandmas coming up to me and saying, "Oh, he's your number one," pointing to her like a 2-year-old. "He's your number one fan, this guy."
uh,
What is he? Amazing.
I'll sign your shirt, little buddy.
Mm.
That is,
I thought about doing merch.
you
I've not got off
should.
the ground with that. Yeah,
You need to. I would buy a Rainbow
baby
Fill
grows
shirt.
with my face on. It'd be amazing.
Do you have original songs or are you singing just the classics?
Just the classics, really.
Wow.
You got to give people what they know. I kind of figured it's like you got to see your favorite band from back in the day,
Yeah,
and they're
that's
playing all the
fair.
songs, and you're like, "Yes, yes, yes," and then they stop and they go, "Right, I'm going to play a new song off the new record," and you kind of go, "Yeah, don't."
You're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no. Play the stuff from the '90s that we like. You know what I mean? Um,
How did you start to gain a following out of this? Like, when did this become a thing where you started bopping around, different schools and playgroups and stuff, and then now it's a thing that people are, looking for online. And how did that?
well, of the online thing, that's well, I mean, I gained the following because I was going to different places. I was seeing so many different people from, I
Yeah.
figured while Alfie's in school, I can do up to like 3 performances in a morning
Hmm.
as long as I
Whoa.
plan my routes carefully. So just the sheer volume of people who I'd see, and everywhere I went, I'd say, like my Facebook page,
Mm.
before we sing the hokey cokey to finish. It's like before we finish, don't forget I'm Rainbow Phil. Check out my Facebook page. Give us a look. Tap on my face. Tap on the like button. And so the Facebook page grew and grew, and then one hand washes the other, and it's a bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Once one thing's become successful, it sort of leads to another thing and leads to another thing. But the online one, we had a massive snowstorm in like 2017,
Hmm.
which was really fun for about 3 days. After that, it's like with the pandemic we're in now, we're all stuck at home and we can't go out, and everyone's going a bit crazy,
Yep.
especially if you've got mini children running around going, "I'm bored, entertain me, I want snacks, I want to watch TV, Peppa Pig."
I love Peppa
So
Pig.
it's
Love it.
great, isn't
It's
it?
great. However,
Yeah.
Bluey is the greatest show of all time. Have you watched
Ooh,
Bluey?
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's an Australian show. It will blow your mind.
Ah,
Highly recommend.
I'll do some research. I'm starting. My child's 10 years old now, so I'm a bit out of touch with
I get it.
what the kids are really
It's
into.
still good. It's still good. I watch it, and I don't have children.
Well, so anyway, we were all snowed in for quite a few days, and I was supposed to do my usual Saturday morning thing. I says, "Tell you what, I'm going to do it on Facebook Live." Set up my laptop, sort of like this, and did a half hour like I would do, but just on Facebook Live. And people were texting each other the night before, going, "Oh, Rainbow Phil's doing a thing," because cabin fever. And I don't think about 80 people tuned in and watched it, and people were coming up to me about 2 weeks afterwards saying, "Oh, thank you for doing your snowed in Facebook Live thing. It was a real lifesaver because we didn't know what to do at that point."
Yeah.
So fast forward to the pandemic,
You were ready.
it was like pretty obvious. Like, I mean, everyone jumped on the whole live streaming thing. Your man from Coldplay, he was live streaming gigs from his home.
Yeah.
I guess he lives in America, does he?
Yeah, I think
these
he's
days?
in LA, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't want to feel like I was jumping on the bandwagon, but it's like I've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
So I did have planned my first St. Patrick's Day celebration as an Irish citizen, because I became March 2020. I became an Irish citizen, which is exciting. So yeah, thank you. I was trying to dodge Brexit, really. Just I'm not with them. Look, I have an Irish passport.
Bye, I'm Irish.
Top of the morning to you. So it was like, we got told everything's cancelled, playgrounds are shut, everything's stopping, pandemic, and we were all like, oh my God. So everything was cancelled. And then a couple of days later, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do Facebook Live. I'm gonna do my Paddy's Day. I can say Paddy's Day now. I'm gonna do my Paddy's Day special. I'm gonna do it on Facebook Live. So I kind of rejigged some stuff on Facebook and what have you. And again, people were like super excited, and yeah, it was like, I think that time, I think it peaked at maybe around 250 people were watching live.
That's a lot of people. And that's like, that doesn't even take into account if there's multiple kids at a house and they're all sat there watching.
Yeah, it's 250 connected devices, I guess, into
it.
Wild. But that kind of brings me on to the buy me a coffee thing.
Yeah.
Because when we were told everything has to stop, the obvious thing for somebody in my position, a lot of people's position, is to, well, I'm going to do what I do online. And then it's how do we get that to, I mean, you can do it for free, and warm fuzzy feelings are lovely. But you got bills to pay, etc.
Yeah.
And I'd seen the buy me a coffee thing, and I liked the sound of it. So I set up the account and put the link in the description of the Facebook Live video for my Paddy's Day special. And people were very generous. It was nice.
That's awesome. Is it
warm feeling.
Does it seem like, do you have like repeat people that are like coming to your shows or coming to these things, or is it like if they're available they just jump on? Or
yeah, it would mainly be people who I knew anyway.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning, because they know that Rainbow Phil is doing a thing, so they want to get the kids in front of the screen to there's it's the guitar man, it's Rainbow Phil, and they go, yeah, it's Rainbow Phil. But as it went on, I did start to notice, like, I think at the beginning of the pandemic, people were more actively looking for things to do online, but like the number of page likes on my page went up. Like, it was kind of pandemic hits, like, whoa, goodness me, what is going on? So I think a mixture of once people, I think I'm kind of like, do you have Marmite in America?
Have what?
Marmite. The Australians call it Vegemite.
Oh, no, we don't have it.
Like a yeast extract thing. Their sales pitches, you either love it or you hate it. So I think I might have a bit of a Marmite thing going on, whereby if somebody sees me do my thing on the internet and goes, "Ah, it's just really annoying," no, not for me, and they'd scroll past. But if they like it, then they really, really like it,
Right.
and they'll keep coming back. I think I'm speculating, but
You calling yourself Marmite is hysterical, but I love that for you. So are you able, is this like a full-time thing for you now? Or is this something, are you full-time dad and you do this on the side? Uh, How do you like think of that as you being a full-time creator or, making money
um,
from this?
the full-time thing is hard
Yeah.
because, like I said, at the start of the pandemic, I was doing daily shows.
Mm-hmm.
I asked people. Did a post and said, "Do you want me to do? How often would you tune in? If I was to do it like once a week, once every 2 to 3 days?"
Yeah.
And most of the comments said, "Oh, please, please do it every day, every day, every day. We want it every day." And I was like, "Okay." So every day at 10 o'clock, I did Facebook Live,
Mm-hmm.
and it is so draining.
Oh my God,
Like,
I can't imagine.
I mean, doing the performance itself, that is all right. I can do that, but it's everything that goes in around it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I sort of figured this is going to be an opportunity for me to really enhance my internet presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I was posting my live videos, would then go on YouTube, they go on Instagram. I need to be doing the graphic design for the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Instagram uses like a mobile phone shape, cell
Mm-hmm.
phone shape thumbnail,
Mm-hmm.
whereas YouTube's got the traditional one. So I'm having to make
Two
your work's just
versions and all that.
duplicating,
Yeah.
and then after you've done all that and you've got everything uploaded and you've added it to your stories, I need to be planning for the next day
Yeah.
because I can't just do essentially the same show repeated every single day because,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'd get bored. The parents would get bored. And if the parents are bored with it, they're not going to be
Coming back.
wanting to tune in with their kids.
Yeah.
And I need the parents because they're the ones who type the comments to say hello to such and such,
Yeah.
which is that's half the fun.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of think like these these youngsters, these YouTubers who do it full time. It's
Not, yeah.
fair play to them. It's a lot of work, a lot of time sitting on your laptop, like I
Yeah.
say, creating, whether it's graphics or videos or editing or figuring out your sound stuff.
Yeah.
There's more goes on behind the scenes than I think a lot of people would probably realize.
Which is, I'm sure, why so many people are like, I gotta buy this guy coffee. I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta help him out. He's doing a lot,
Yeah, well, I started doing it. I was trying to like do some, because I discovered OBS, like the open broadcast
Yeah, the live
software.
stream, whatever it is. Yes.
But you can do all kinds of stuff with that, and I did get a bit obsessed
Mm-hmm.
with everything that you can do on OBS. So I mean, I've got the green screen, ordered a green screen and some lights, and realised I can do all kinds of transitions and have different scenery, and I was creating like this little world around that I can sort of be part of
Yeah.
to make it more colourful and more visually vibrant, which
Yeah.
I found that was really exciting part of the process.
Do you ever sit back and think like, it sounds like you fell into this, which is not normally, I think, a thing that people fall into, being a children's musician. How does it make you feel when you think about that?
It's really, it's really. I would not change any part of it.
That's awesome.
I mean, going back to what you were saying, how do I juggle those sort of, essentially the work-life
Yeah.
balance? It's always, Alfie has always sort of come first, obviously. So when people have said, "Oh, can you do, pre-pandemic, can you come and do like an afternoon playgroup, for example?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, no, I've got to look after Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my own sort of self-imposed rules was I will only work when Alfie is in school.
Mm-hmm.
So so in a way, the sort of my golden rule, really. It's
Got a little muddied.
yeah, it's a give and take. You gotta. I mean, the thing with the pandemic and doing the online stuff is there came a point where I started to realize that I'm prioritizing the Rainbow Phil show because I'm excited about it
Mm-hmm.
rather than spending time, with Alfie. But the
Yeah,
great thing is that we've been able to kind of grow together, me as Rainbow Phil, him at school, and then together in the afternoon as parents and child,
totally.
looking after each other, really, because as much as I
That's,
look after him, he
yeah,
helps.
he
His
helps you too.
presence keeps me grounded and stops me from getting carried away and doing stupid things.
I love that. What's something that you wish you would have known at the beginning of all this? Like if you could go back and tell yourself something.
If I had to go really far back, I'd probably go up to sort of 16, 17-year-old me and go, sing. Just open your mouth and do it.
Oh,
Because I spent years telling myself that I can't sing. Well, a primary school teacher told me at a very early age, "Oh, you can't sing."
oh,
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. That's issue done, out the way. I can't sing,
yeah.
and told myself. And sometimes I tried to sing, and whatever came out just sounded so immediately awful. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm not doing. And
Never
eventually,
again.
I just totally avoided it completely. Until a lady at the playgroup said, "Oh, we'll pay you," and I was like, "Okay, I'll just figure it out." I've been singing in the car a bit, kind of going, "Oh, maybe I can hit a note sometimes."
That's me every time I'm in the car.
Oh
I
yeah,
sing some note and I'm like, I think that was pretty good. I think I could sing, but no
yeah.
one has ever validated that. So
Well, no, it doesn't work if you've got a passenger.
yeah.
Iron Maiden's on, and you're going, "Ah!" and then there's somebody. It doesn't work somehow. It's like, no, honestly, when I'm on my own, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear
You
you.
have to take my word for it.
So last question,
Hmm.
what's I think a lot of people in your position that maybe kind of fell into a thing that people like
Hmm.
and it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy and you're like, should I be accepting financial support for something like this? Is it weird to ask for that? Like
Hmm.
what advice would you give to another creator in your space that's like deciding if this is something a path they should go down?
As a musician
Mhm.
or as a children's activity kind of thing.
Either one, whatever.
The, the weird thing with the musician side is if you start asking for money or you say I'm doing it for the money,
Mhm.
that's like not cool. That's like there's this stigma of, oh, you're just doing it for the money, or There's also the other thing of, well, if you really love making music,
Mhm.
then you should just make it. Why would you be asking for money for doing something that you would do anyway? Because a lot of, especially rock and pop musicians, would have a guitar and they would play and write songs just because they would do that anyway. That's within
Mhm.
themselves. I think what makes it different for me is people would see me as Rainbow Phil and go, well, to be fair, he probably wouldn't be singing Wheels on the Bus and Baby Shark if he was left to his own devices.
We don't know that. Would you be?
No, you don't.
Maybe he's just a fan.
Nobody knows what's going on behind closed. I told one of my techniques for managing little children is when they get brought into a room and they go, "Oh, I'm in a room, I don't like it, I'm stressed, I'm gonna get upset."
Mhm.
And a way to diffuse it is bubbles, blow the bubbles, and they go, "Oh, there's bubbles," and they kind of forget that they're getting themselves worked up. It's
Mhm.
very effective. So one of my lines, because you have to, it's not just entertaining the children, you have to entertain the parents too.
Mhm.
So, making a point of going, oh, it's really hard to be upset when there's bubbles. You know, when there's bubbles, you have to really work at being upset because you know, you have to be determined. I am going to be upset if there's bubbles around. Because, you know, sometimes if I'm upset, I'll stand alone in my kitchen at night and I'll just blow bubbles for myself and I'll feel better. But nobody knows, do they? Is that true? Does he actually do that? Ah.
We don't know.
No.
Awesome. But you're saying for musicians, there's a bit of a stigma. It kind of ruins the idea that, you know.
I think if I was just like a regular singer-songwriter
Mhm.
and I was like live streaming and then saying like, oh yeah, here's my PayPal link, here's Patreon or whatever,
You're
you
fine.
know, other means of transferring money online,
Yeah.
then I don't think it's unreasonable that musicians should do that in the providing service. We all love music and we all want to be entertained by it. And you know, if you're watching it and you feel the emotional connection, then yeah, maybe I don't. It's
Yeah, I get you.
I think now because we can't go to gigs and we can't see people play live, then it's a means to an end in a way.
Yeah, totally.
But again, like the buy me a coffee thing is nice because it's not give me. It's like, oh, if you choose to, that'd be nice. You can, it's like, oh, I'll get you a pint if you're down the pub.
Yeah.
To say thank you to someone, which I guess again you would do if you saw a singer-songwriter in a pub and you really liked it. You probably would go up to him and say, I really enjoyed that, mate. Can I get you a pint?
Right.
And they'd say, oh, thank you. That's really kind of you.
Yeah, it can be a little bit more natural for folks.
Yeah, I think it feeds into the more of an expression of gratitude than a I have provided a service, therefore you should now remunerate me. Yeah,
I get you. Where's if anyone's watching and they think, all right, I need to see Rainbow Phil in action, where should they find you on the internet?
on the probably if you go on Facebook, type in Rainbow Phil, tap on my face, tap on the like button. That's my biggest thing that I've been working on. I tried Twitter. I didn't get on with
Not
Twitter.
For you.
I don't understand it myself.
Yeah.
I'm on the Instagram, Rainbow Phil Official.
Awesome.
But yeah, and YouTube. I don't understand YouTube, to be honest. It's not like YouTube /Rainbow Phil. It's YouTube / a load of numbers and symbols. I don't know. I guess
I don't understand.
Type in Rainbow. Just go on Google. Type in Rainbow Phil.
Perfect.
It's 2 words. I don't. Somehow Rainbow and Phil.
It'll work.
They're kind of unique to each other, and it draws the internet into me. It's
perfect.
Great.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for chatting.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to tune into one of your gigs. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it someday soon.
Well, maybe when we get back to usual, I can figure out how I can live stream an actual live gig.
Ooh, he's getting fancy.
Through OBS with a green screen.
There you go. Yeah, you got to put that.
I don't know how that's gonna work, to be honest.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. And thanks everybody for watching. Go check out Rainbow Phil on the internet.
Thank you. Bye-bye.